Hi, and thank you for joining us today on Brushes and Brews. I'm Rhonda Jackson, your host, serial entrepreneur, interior designer, and paint store owner. I'm here with Mr. Aaron Moore, contractor of Nail and Hammer. Hi, and thank you for joining us, Aaron.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Yes,
Good to be here.
All right. Well, the invitation was extended and simply asked. I asked Aaron what his favorite brew was and what his favorite design project is. And he's going to share that with us today. So if you're looking for a contractor to do home remodels, some TI work at your offices, Aaron is going to be your man. And we're going to explain more about why and how to best work with Aaron and people like us in this field. All right. So thank you again for joining
Greatly
us.
said. I like that.
Thank you.
I would consider myself the man.
Yes, you are the man. All right, so tell us, the man, what was your favorite brew? What'd you have to drink?
I like ginger beer. Ginger beer is just, I like the spices. I like the bang that it gives you. Ginger beer is my beer. I don't drink,
Right.
So, it's my beer.
Okay. No, ginger beer it is accommodated.
Yeah. Thank you.
Did we do okay with Reed's ginger beer?
You did very good with
it. You did all right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes,
all right. Well, I'm going to crack open because I want to cheers this conversation.
I do mine too?
Yes, please.
All right.
I want to cheers this conversation. We've had some in-depth conversations about construction and the world that we're living in today in our little Studio D taster glasses.
Okay, I like that. Look at
You gotta
that.
do it with style. Studio D is about doing it with style.
Yeah, a little bubbly.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
So cheers to you.
Cheers to you, my dear. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice. Okay, I see what you're saying about the spice.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the closest I've come to having a ginger beer is in a Moscow Mule. You know, where they add vodka and all the other goodness.
My boys will love that drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the new drink, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But I'll take your plain to it. I've got a new appreciation.
Yeah.
And the other thing I have appreciation for is the stamina. You've been in the construction industry for how many years now?
For about 31 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
A long time. Tell me about it.
That's a long time. So only construction, or do you? Okay, let's refocus. So what I'd also like our guests to understand is that different contractors specialize in different components or facets of the work. So if you could tell us about the part of the work that you might self-perform and then the scope of work that you manage under your portfolio.
Well, we mainly do residential work, which is a range from new homes to remodels, bathrooms, kitchens, just really remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say what you want, what do I like to do?
Are you a carpenter by trade? A lot of us
I
are.
am a carpenter by trade. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a carpenter by trade.
All right.
I think that's the best trade.
It is.
The mother trade.
Well, next to painting.
Well, to make our stuff look good,
yes.
we do need y'all.
Okay, thank you. So 31 years in the industry, carpentry, specializing in new home construction or remodels.
Yes.
You and I are actually working on a project together.
Yes.
That you're doing a remodel on.
Thank you for your time.
No, happy to help. What would you say is the most important component of a construction project?
Timing. Timing and good craftsmanship.
Okay.
I think those combined and a understanding client.
Okay, so let's break that down because I like that. So these are the three most important things to be considerate of if you're embarking on a new construction or remodel project. So let's start with a good client, right? So you interview them, they interview you. How does that dynamic work?
I think it happens, we both interview each other. Actually.
Okay.
I think that the client is looking at the contractor to see if he's worthy of the of the job, of their hard-earned living that they're about to invest in this this project. So I think that they're looking to see if this person is fit for their their job, their venture. On the other hand, I think that the contractor is looking to see if the person is trustworthy, if they mainly trustworthy and understanding, and if they're compatible.
Okay.
That's what I've been learning through. When in the beginning, you got to kind of take what you can, but as you as I progressed in my business, I started interviewing to see if the client and I had similarities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if not, then you already starting off kind of like.
And I think that's really important. I think that both dually, to take the time to understand the scope of the work and the expectation, but also the client's responsibility in that project as well.
Yes.
It's not a sit the hammer down, you take it and you run with it. There's, some dialogue. Those are very intimate relationships. You're going to be in someone's
Very.
life for anywhere from 3 months to 3 years, depending.
Man.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
So you need to be able to get along with that person.
Yes.
I mean, it's always going to be something that comes up on the job that, you know what I mean, in the project that you probably have some, explaining to do or whatever. And that's normal.
Right.
But, just to have, I just found it that all money ain't good money,
Yeah. No, but what I love about you is that you are a resource. And if you're not the right fit, you are very good at referring within our network hundreds of other contractors that may be a good type, whether it be for the type of work that client wants, the location, too far, too close, or even just like you said, the personalities and the dynamic between the two people. Okay, great. So let's say we've got this right client, it's a good fit. And so now you talked about timing being part of it. Are you talking about the project schedule or in your schedule of work with your book of business? What do you mean by timing?
Timing, I mean, of course, the timing of the job, but you have inspectors, you know what I mean, that can drag the time out of what your timeline on your schedule said.
Yes.
You have ordering, if you're ordering some materials that are shipped from a different country or across the land somewhere.
Yes. So wait, I just want to point out, you notice he's talking about overseas products. That means he does some very exotic homes. So if you have something that you want that special touch for, you see he's used to dealing with these type of things. And I think that goes back to that interview process, that the client understands your resourcefulness and your, book of resources and vendors that they'll have to choose from and select from.
Yes, like yourself.
Yeah, like myself.
So, yeah.
Okay, no, I love that. Okay, so then we're talking timing, we're talking that customer relationship. Let's talk a little bit about, because I think you're kind of saying this, expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you walk into a job, she's ecstatic about remodeling her kitchen. They're gonna, which usually turns into remodeling the entire downstairs. But how do you set that expectation for what they're going to get at the end and what maybe those milestones are in the project?
Well, I try to get them to either talk to someone like you. That's the most important thing, to try to, find out what they really want, what they're trying to achieve, because I tell every customer, when we go into their homes, it's their home, it's not our home. So I think I'm one of the best designers on the planet, right? When it comes to my stuff, you know what I mean? But when you're trying to achieve something that someone else has to live with, I think it's more their input than, I think that we arrive with the product that they asked for, not show me what you can give me. Now on your end, you can help them to arrive at different locations like that. But with us, sometimes we come in as a contractor, and they don't have, a lot of times people they have not dealt with a designer, and so they don't really know, but they kind of know, or they'll have an idea that's probably an old idea as far as design, and so it can date whatever they're doing.
Right. So that's one of the things I like about working with you, is that you identify those gaps in the conversation or in the project, and you bring in the experts and the consultants that can help, like myself, like an interior designer for a project, which makes your job easier, which helps set the expectation for that project. And I think I tend to operate as a translator, because if you say the word blue, you might have this denim blue in mind. I might have, this smoke blue, and then the client might actually have navy blue in mind. And I think that as a designer, we help translate that to having end product. So I think you touched on another really good point, is there's more layers to it, right? There's more people involved than remodel the bathroom and then you start the next day with the hammer. There's a process to it.
Yes. And that process determines the outcome of the job.
Very much so.
And a lot of times people really don't think it's that important, but it is very important.
Yeah, just like anything else, data, trash in, trash out. You can only get the quality of the ingredients, right?
Yes.
You bake a cake with sand instead of flour,
Hmm.
not going to be very
Yeah.
tasty.
I mean, I look at it when you look at a puzzle, it's a bunch of pieces, but every piece goes together.
Yes.
Somebody's already predetermined what piece goes where.
Yes.
And so it that makes the puzzle come out right.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You make me think now I understand why you like ginger beer. Because the healing properties of ginger is used to cleanse your palate.
Yeah.
So I think that you do a really good job of, clearing the table. What are we working with? What are we looking at? And that, so you can start off on a nice start with that client. So,
Yes.
cheers again. Cheers to a clear palate.
Clear palate.
Mm-hmm.
This goes good with my cigars too. So.
That too. Oh, I don't think I've tried ginger beer with cigars.
Oh,
I'm gonna do that next time in the lounge. You have to remind me.
Yes.
You have to remind me. All right. So I think I want to go now because we have the right client. Let's say they have an understanding, and I think that it comes from the client's exposure to construction. Maybe they've done a project in the past. How do you start the money conversation? Where does that come in?
To me, right away. You have to start discussing money, but sometimes dealing with clients. That's why I think the trust issue is really important, because a lot of times clients, they want us to come in and fish. They're fishing for a price, or us to fish to find out where they're at in their budget. When I think it would be a little easier if the client would be a little bit, once they understand they like the contractor, to be open about the budget, because the budget entails what they get and what he or she can do for that amount.
Right.
And so I think that the trust issue is really important.
No, I like that you bring that up, because I feel like what the money conversation really is the parameters of the project, right?
Yes.
So I want to do these 5 things to my home for this amount of money.
Yes.
Well, the 5 things may not fit into that budget. So It's not about you saying, oh, I'm going to make this much money off the job. It's, can I meet this person's expectation
for this price?
Mm-hmm. So we might have to only scale down and do 2 of those things, allow their savings to build back up, and then come back to do the other 2.
Exactly.
Yeah, because wood costs what it costs. There's no getting around that.
And getting higher every day.
Yes, there's no getting around that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So then, do you have a favorite project? Do you have something that you really liked that you've done recently?
It's currently I like. I've been working on my partner's house, which is a nice project. It's fun to be working with someone that you love and you like. He and his wife. So that's been it's a fun project, but the most exciting project that I must say has been the projects I've done for myself, or my flips, or my lounge.
Okay.
Because and the reason being is because it's you get a lot. I have a lot of creative energy, and as a contractor, you don't get to express your creativity on someone else's house. Of course you can, but within their parameters, not outside the box like yours may be. So doing my own projects have always been a lot more fulfilling as far as what I get, because a lot of times it's not if you're a creative energy as myself and yourself, I get stoked about what I build, what it looks like. You know what I mean? If it comes out, if it looks a certain way, it's not the money. Right. It's the project. I'm building something.
It's what I imagined.
Yes.
And what I promised.
Yes.
What I built.
Yes.
I can see that fulfillment is beyond the price, because you can't charge enough for that.
No.
You can't charge enough.
No.
So the price, it doesn't really equate to that satisfaction, but knowing that you've delivered quality work, you've done a good job for this person, and sometimes you've actually shifted that person, you've changed their life.
Yes.
Right? Because I know that you do things for seniors where the accessibility in their home might be a little bit challenging, and you come in and make a path for them to enjoy, the later years of their life in that home. I've seen you do things for families, relationships stay together because of you.
Yes.
So I think there's a huge amount of opportunities. So what would be one piece of advice that you would give anybody, any homeowner, any flipper, well, no, let's stick to homeowners. Any homeowner that was thinking of doing a remodeling project tomorrow. Just one piece.
One piece of advice is prepare.
Okay.
Just prepare in every way, every sense of the word, every way that you can think about preparing, whether it be money, whether it be design, whether it be how you're going to accommodate your living while the process is, going on. Um, so
wait, I'm sorry. Did you not recommend that people live in their houses while you're trying to build on them?
Depending how big the project is, they may need to relocate.
They need to relocate.
So that's a budget they probably need to think about.
Okay, we are going to cheers and end on that because I think people understanding the magnitude of their project and what it entails financially as well as the impact on their own households. I think that's a very important point. Thank you so much, Aaron. Thanks for being here today. No, yeah. You're welcome. But if people are interested in using your services, what's the best way to connect with you?
You can call me at 323-819-4265. Or you can locate us. My email is nailandhammerconstruction@yahoo.com.
Yeah, and I'll include all of that in the description box below. It'll be right next to that little red button that says subscribe. So thank you guys again for joining us on Brushes and Brews today. Thank you for indulging in the ginger.
Good stuff.
All right. Thank you.